The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization.
Is the moment fans around the world have been waiting for. It's time!
Good morning and welcome to 2 Cent Sports and Entertainment Show. Hope you're tuning in and listening today. We're going to do only an hour today, given it's the holiday, so happy Easter to everybody if you are celebrating the same. We figured that given the holiday, we'd kind of cut the show a little short, and we'd also like to go back to a little bit of our humble beginnings. Just a little over a year ago, we got started. Doing it from home, doing it off a laptop, doing it off a desktop, moving from place to place. I think we got a photo of our first photo from our first ever show done, and obviously I am the host, Scuba, and I got my co-host, producer on the other side of the glass, the coach.
Yeah, baby. Or as it used to be known as Zack Attack.
Zack Attack, which I try to tell him not to go at that, but I think we're better off now. But we first show was done in his bedroom, of all things.
Steve enjoys being in my bedroom.
Yeah, let's not go there. But we've come a long ways in just a short time and a short year, and as you can see behind us, we even got a sponsor for our show, Donovan and Butash. If you ever need a personal attorney, you can call them at 813-341-2232, as it says on the banner. So we'll plug them real quick. But like I said, we're going to just we'll talk a little bit of stuff. Last night we were over in Orlando covering the Tampa Bay Storm game against the Orlando Predators, and man, that was just awful.
It was. I felt really bad, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we spent the night pretty much. We're sitting with Derek Brooks and Jeff Gooch and direct player personnel, Coach Dave Wilson, and so that was kind of a neat experience. Kind of hear the goings on while they're watching the games, and them taking notes and so forth. And I quite honestly, I had some candid conversation with head coach prior to the game as well. I'm not really going to talk about what he was telling me because I told him I wouldn't. But I suspect there'll be some changes coming down the pike. Nothing that I haven't said myself already on this show, and there's some definitely some needs on this team, and I'm going to first say the secondary. As bad as we have our quarterback, I think the secondary is even worse. I mean, you can get by with. At least Hippert. No disrespect to him. I mean, he's a nice enough guy and all, but he just does not get rid of the ball fast enough. He missed a wide open touchdown again last night. His passes are really sailing over the receivers' heads. I mean, he's just late on more than half his reads, just constantly missing open guys. And then when he does finally throw the ball, it's a little bit too late, or it's just a floater. But you can get away with some of that if you have a secondary that A, can tackle, and B, cover a guy, in that order, because they missed tackles like it was going out of style last night, and it was just absolute disgusting. 4 touchdowns were scored because they missed tackles. I mean, not just one, but 2 in some cases. And then forget the fact that, they just got toasted a couple times too. Gave up 77 points, which, really isn't uncommon in arena football, but that's just unacceptable.
Well, it's uncommon for the Storm. Have they given up remotely 77 points, even remotely?
No, well, they gave up 60 last week. I think some of the same issues. And now look, turns out looks like we're gonna lose one of their top receivers who's apparently a little disgruntled for not being the only go-to guy, and I like him too, but this is a team sport, and it's not always about you being the man, and you've got to learn how to spread the ball around. And
when I always tell my guys when I coach them, it's like, if you want to go play an individual sport and it's all about you, go play some tennis.
Yep. And his, and he doesn't want to play special teams and so forth. And it's like, well, you may not want to do that, but if you really want to make it to the next level, your best opportunity to get to catch on with a football team is special teams. I mean, how many times you see like top-notch receivers, get cut because they only play receivers, but you got other middle-of-the-road receivers that stick with football teams. I'm talking NFL, as well, because they play special teams. I mean, it kind of sucks, but you know what? It gets you on the field at least for a little bit of time, and the more versatile you are, the more marketable you are, and the better opportunity you have to stick in with somebody. Sorry for hitting the mic. So they got some issues going on. They're 3-3. They fall out of first place. And losing to Orlando is not cool at all, especially it's two times they've lost to them. And Orlando now is in first place at 4-2, Storm at 3-3. So that's really a 3-game lead. They do play each other one more time to come back here in June. But they've got to shore some things up. So I would suspect that they're going to have probably some quarterbacks coming in. I'm going to hope that they're going to bringing in some secondary guys. So I sure there's going to be some changes coming up. If not necessarily this week, they're certainly at least going to be bringing some dudes in. And so that was that last night. But
in a long 2-hour drive back, my God.
Well, I thought coming back actually seemed quicker than it was going out there, but and we actually made pretty decent time.
We did. We got back, at 1:05, right when I called it?
Yep. So, it's a little 2-hour ride out there. And it wasn't too bad, but would have been better with a victory. And there was all sorts of problems. When we beat the entire team there, and we get there, and one of the staff guys was telling us that one of their buses broke down on the way out there. So that was probably a sign that things just weren't going to go well last night.
Well, and also Joe Hills, as we haven't mentioned yet, Joe Hills actually, along with, what was the guy's name, Kendall Thomas or something like that? No, it's
Tompkins. Oh, Thomas. Yes, right. Yes, the other team you're talking about.
Yeah, Thomas.
Right.
Him, number 8 from the Orlando Predators, and Joe Hills, number 2 from the Tampa Bay Storm, were both ejected last night.
Yep, fighting.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it's still a tense rivalry. It's not, necessarily maybe what it used to be, but the tension was definitely there. Frustrations were definitely there, and the one thing that Orlando was doing, and they did the first time we played them, is try to goat our guys into taking penalties and making stupid mistakes, and it worked. We do have some guys on our team that just, unfortunately, they do have a problem keeping their heads cool, and it's costing us. And that's really where things went really south last night. The Storm had pulled within 47-46, and they had a chance to get within the game. They gave up a score, and then onside kick. They just totally were not prepared for. Orlando recovered, and Orlando scored again, and at that point, the game was pretty much over. And then it just became stupid penalty. Well, on that onside kick, got 2 stupid penalties right after that, and one for cursing at the referee,
which is, in my opinion, funny.
Yeah, well, probably called him a select name, but then also roughing the quarterback. So you basically set them up for an automatic score after that, and it just went downhill from there. And they're frustrated, and they were getting goaded into stupid penalties, and it worked. And hands off to Orlando. but they were about as classy as their fans, who held their end of the bargain and be as classless as usual. And
my favorite was that guy who was sitting near us, who's like, "Tampa sucks. They suck." And then you see him 5 minutes behind us, "Mr. Brooks, can I please have a picture with you?" And he's just like, "Go away."
yeah. I mean, they go all you over there with your buddies, and they had a whole table full of empty beers. So I mean, you knew they were liquored up. Yeah, just shouting the entire time. Every time it somewhat got quiet enough, Tampa sucks. Yeah, and then at one point too, even one of their girlfriends, and a classy Orlando lady, was flipping us all off, and just real class acts over there. And and then you got that 400-pound man that was sitting down in front of us.
You put it on the goal line, he's still gonna miss it.
Yeah. So it was not a pleasant experience. So with that, no need to really talk about that game much more. They're back home on Saturday. Going to be a tough game against the Spokane Shock, and like to see everybody head out there to the game. Let's give these guys some support. They don't quit. I mean, that's the one thing I can say. And they honestly still even had a chance at the end of the game to come back, but just didn't get the right bounces. But so that's that. As far as for me today, I'll be heading out to catch the fourth game, wrapping up the weekend series, Yankees and Rays. I'll be supporting Yankees today, who have basically, I think, the Buccaneers have showed up the last two nights, scoring. The Rays have, whose bats were completely dead coming into this series, have I don't know if they were praying to Joe Boo or not, but their bats certainly have come alive the last two games. First game, they kind of got railed by the Yanks, but last night, or the night before, Friday night, and last night, Rays definitely.
What was it, 15-1?
16-1 last night.
16-1.
Yeah, so that's why I say I think the Buccaneers came to play last night, scored 2 touchdowns, got a safety, and then of course they scored 11 runs on Friday night. So hopefully the Yankees can win it today, kind of go 2-2 in that series, and hold on to first place. But we'll see. So I don't know if the Rays bats just came alive or the Yankees pitching just went south. It kind of sucks because the Yankees came into the series coming off 2 back-to-back shutouts and pitching wise, and now you give up 11 and 15 runs. You just kind of canceled all that out. So goes the baseball world. It's still early, a lot of season left. People around here need to stop panicking. It's all I've been hearing on sports radio this week. Oh, the Rays, they can't hit it, and now they got all these pitching injuries. They're yeah. Well, listen, yeah, the injury bug has definitely hit the Rays. There's no question about it, and this is the one thing they really you didn't want to see. As far as their hitting woes go, obviously with the exception of the last 2 nights, this is kind of par for the course for the Rays. They usually start off the season. I remember last year too, same thing. Oh, they can't hit. And then sure enough, about a month and a half into the season, they started to hit, started to score some runs.
It's just annoying how only 1 or 2 batters on the whole Rays lineup can barely touch 300 in their averages. Like, I believe Longo and Zobrist were the only 2 last year that even touched 300, and I believe Zobrist was the only one who ended up 300.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Rays is that, you don't necessarily even have to have a high batting average. The best time having timely batting average is what I like to refer to. So, if you bat 248, but when those hits that get you that 248 are with guys on base, or in a situation where someone behind you gets a hit, that's when it's really important, which was kind of amazing because the Rays did not have, like you stated, a great team batting average last year, but I think they were second or third in the league in scoring runs. So it's timeliness. It's about getting on a base at the right time. But I'm not a Rays apologist. I'm not anti-Rays. Don't get me wrong. I was a little disgruntled. When we first got this team, the first ownership that the Rays had was absolutely atrocious. I did work for them the first year, and you had an owner that could give 2 craps about it. The employees. He was definitely one that was "Do you not know who I am?" He had that attitude. He had pulled that card before. Vince Naimoli was an absolute horrific owner. The organization itself was a disaster. And if the current ownership of the Rays was in place from the very beginning, I probably would have been able to jump on that bandwagon when they first came. But that first ownership, and like I said, my experience in attempting to work for that organization soured me so much that I was like, no, I'll stick with my Yankees, and that's pretty much what I've had. Now, over the last few years, my stance on the Rays has softened. I really like what they've done. They got a good organization now. They got great ownership. Still piss poor fan support, but that's also kind of trending across baseball anyways. But what can you do?
Oh, crap.
What'd you just do?
I knocked a vacuum onto my foot. That hurt.
We'll stop doing that.
Sorry.
Anyway, so those are some of the goings-on this week. Not too much else going on around the sports world this week. I mean, except, obviously we got hockey playoffs, and you got the Blues just took a 2-0 series lead over defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. My Bruins didn't fare well the other night, getting down 0-1 to Detroit. They play again this afternoon. Our hometown Lightning here are down 0-2 to Montreal and got to go back up to Montreal. That series is probably over. Don't generally call a series over, but in this particular case, Canadians are clearly outplaying the Lightning, and it's not even close. And now they're going to go back up to Montreal. So I'll be surprised, honestly, if the Lightning even win a game. But we had that going on. NBA playoffs started. I could care less.
Yeah, and a lot of listeners would probably, a lot of people enjoy NBA basketball, but there's so many more that just cannot stand what they've done with the league.
I just think it's almost unwatchable.
I'm with you.
I feel like, if you gotta. Here's the thing about the NBA. I think they pretty much go through the motions through pretty much most of the season. When the playoffs start, it is a little bit better. I will give you that, because then it starts to matter. But I think the regular season, the NBA is pretty much, it's a go through the motions kind of a thing. And you've got some really, really bad teams, and you've got a few really, really good teams. But there's really more bad teams than there are good teams. And that isn't evident by the Eastern Conference playoffs, where you've got a team with a losing record in the playoffs, who actually won last night, beat the number one seed, Indiana. So talking about teams that are going through the motions, I think Indiana's been going through the motions for so long now, over the last month, that they've forgotten how to play, and they got stunned last night by Atlanta. It's just the thing with the NBA. It's just, getting back to what I was saying, is during the regular season, they just seem to be going through the motions. I mean, sometimes they just show up when they want to show up, and when you got, a team that can be up by 18 points, and then all of a sudden they're down by 18 points, that just tells me that there's just some teams that just turn it on, play when they want to play. It's just not competitive. It's horrible product. There's hardly any pure shooters left anymore, and the ones that are 40 years old. It's just an all inside game, and I like an all around game where you got some outside, and it's just an unwatchable game to me anymore, and it's a shame, because I really, really used to love the NBA, especially through the 80s and early 90s, and now it's almost unwatchable. And like I said, really for an NBA game, until you get to the fourth quarter, that's the only quarter that matters, because like I said, you could be down 18 points in the third quarter, and the next thing you know, that same team's up by 18 points heading into the fourth quarter. So when I do watch NBA, it's pretty much the end of it, and that's all that matters. So, but you do have those going on too. We'll talk a little bit more about it probably next week, but we do want to hit into our best of stuff. And
oh man.
So,
because I know what we're gonna get into later, and
we're gonna get into it now.
Oh god. Well, the thing is, it is. Oh, we're talking about the same thing here.
I think so.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, folks, I produced a music video about, was it last year, for my science class.
Put yourself on the screen.
But I don't even want to look at the people, honestly.
You have to.
This is awful. I created a rendition of Gangnam Style to now it's Gas Law Style, talking about the gas laws and who created the gas laws.
You did this for a science project for school.
I did, and it was, let's see, Charles Boyle and Gay Lussac.
Now now I understand you're a little embarrassed, and I can see by your red face that you're very embarrassed by this, but and it is embarrassing. There's no question about it. But it's also it was very innovative. You have, as far as science projects go. So give yourself some credit there. You were being innovative.
No, of course. And I mean, I think this is probably one of the few this is one of the most viewed parts of our show back in the day when we used to do the Cup Check radio show, which is now flashing on the screen.
Let's put this when we originally started the show, it was just kind of an on the whim kind of a thing. Zach was kind of doing, that's our very first show in his bedroom. Very first show we ever did. And Zach had been doing his little a nightly thing, like every once in a while from home. I think he had probably like 5 viewers or something like that.
Probably like 5 listeners per show or whatever.
And it was just kind of like whenever, I think we're going to go on tonight. I think we're going to go on tonight. And I poked in one night and was listening to something and I was like, this is kind of fun. This could be something cool to do. And I just threw the idea out to him. Hey, let's do one together. And I didn't expect it to kind of be a regular gig. I thought, we'll just kind of do the same thing. We'll just kind of come on when we want to, and there we are. We just kind of threw something together.
And then remember, as we forgot to mention, in the corner over here that we couldn't see is the gingerbread man.
Yeah, I did have a friend of ours sitting in with us off to my left there. I'm in the white t-shirt, obviously, and same hat that I'm wearing today. But we just took it from there, and then we did a couple shows from his place, and then we started doing some from my place. We've done some remote shows from a parking garage.
Let me tell you though, that I still remember that segment that we did when that woman parked right behind where we were doing the show.
Yeah,
and she hit somebody.
Yeah,
that was entertaining.
Yeah, so we plugged in my laptop and ran it off my car and set up a little card table outside, and we did a couple of remotes from storm games in the parking garage, and with the limited equipment that we had and still have, but we found a studio now, so we have a place, we have real equipment, and we've been able to put on a better product, and now we're building up an audience and continuing to try to do so, and we've got sponsors, and of course, if you ever want to be a sponsor, you can contact us, and
you can contact the coach at the 2 Cents office, and that is 813-344-9964.
Yeah, we'll provide all that information after. We've come to promote some I would say local bands, but they're not really local to here in Tampa, but they are local friends and family in Iowa. I've got my brother-in-law plays in a band, and we've played their music and interviewed their lead singer, a band called Of Kings and Beasts. I recommend you check them out. They got a Facebook page, and they've actually got a couple singles out, as well as an EP that they're about to finish up. So we'll promote local bands as well if you got a band to promote, as long as it's not a boy band or anything like that.
Yeah, we don't do NSYNC style, folks.
All right, and we'll be playing a song or so here before we check out today from my stepbrother's band, Still Child, yeah, music runs in my family. I just never had the patience for it. I just stuck to singing, but I never got into. But these guys,
you sing?
I do.
You sing?
I've been known to do so from time to time.
You sing like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
Okay.
You don't know where that's from?
No.
It's from Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Right, I got you.
Wow. And that you said that's one of your favorites.
It is. I wasn't thinking.
It's okay.
I'm kind of running thoughts through my head, and then you pull out
I'm sorry.
something like that. I was
sorry.
caught off guard.
I'm sorry.
So we'll play some music from my stepbrother's band today, Still Child, and we'll probably have him on next week's show for a little bit of an interview. These bands are based out of Iowa because that's where they live, but the music's very good. Check them all out. Check them out. So we'll play that in a little while, but let's back to the video. You thought I was going to forget.
Well, I did. I tried to kind of flip gears.
So let's a little bit throwback style. You got it ready to go?
I do.
All right. Here's our very own coach, his science project video.
This sucks. It's time to get ready for some gas law style, baby.
Opa, gas law style. Gas law style. What's up, guys? It's your man Zack Attack, telling you about all those gas laws and all those states of matter: a solid, a liquid, or a gas. I'm the guy who can tell you all about it. I'm the guy who describes all those changes. I'm the guy talking about all those phases. I'm the guy who tells you about those molecules. There was Charles and Boyle describing volume, mass, and temperature. And Gay-Lussac, whose laws use pressure and temperature. Well, these laws are the ones that are about to make me turn. Opa, gas law style. Gas law style. Opa, gas law style. Gas law style. Then you start playing in a lab setting, changing a lot of what we call matter. Melting a solid, or freezing a liquid, or making what we call gas. I'm the guy who can tell you all about it. I'm the guy who describes all those changes. I'm the guy who describes all those phases. I'm the guy who tells you all about those molecules. There was Charles, there was Boyle describing volume, mass, and temperature. There was Gay-Lussac, whose law used pressure and temperature. All these laws are the key that making everything turn. What gas law style? What gas law style? What gas law style? Gas law style. What gas law style? If they're really tight, that means it's a solid. If they're medium, that means it's a liquid. But if they're flying like Superman, that means they're a gas. Opa, gas law style. That's right, folks. All you need is covered. Next time you need it, just that Zack Attack. Hey, shake the matter. Opa, gas law style.
Wow, I really forgot how bad that was.
That's embarrassing.
should-
And I will never go back on this camera ever.
I don't know
again.
if you had those moves anymore, to be honest.
Oh my god.
Goodness gracious.
Well,
it was worse. It was worse than I remember. Oh, so there you have it.
I hope you all enjoyed me embarrassing myself. But I you know what was funny is because that was for extra credit, okay? And I did that, and I didn't get any credit.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes it even worse. Then.
I know. I got no credit for that, and she's just like, "It's stupid." And I'm like, "Well, you're stupid." I thought it was fantastic at the time. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Oh well, it was. It was still innovative. We'll go with that.
Oh
man, oh man. I don't even know. I'm speechless, man.
Well, here, why don't we? You know what we can do is we can take a break. We can play all of our
Yeah.
vintage commercials, all
All
the
right.
ones that I recorded out of that bedroom that you saw earlier, and then we could play a little Still Child.
Let's do that.
So first off, we have the Derek Brooks commercial. Then we have a Michael G. Butash, and then we have a Joseph Peretta commercial. Oh God, here we go.
Have you ever wanted to be a part of a charity? Well, look no further. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 Cent Sports News and Entertainment's friend Derek Brooks and his charity are here to help. Ladies and gentlemen, you may check out everything.
Told you they were vintage.
Foundation. With the new year coming up, many people are going to be heading back to the gym and trying to lose weight. Nutrition is key. So, if you want to have awesome results and compete in a 90-day challenge where you can win free product, prizes, and vacations, join the Body by V Challenge with 2013 finalist Joe Peretta. Website to check it out is www.joinvi4.com. And remember, tell them 2 Cents Sports News and Entertainment sent ya.
Michael G. Butash, attorney at law, is a former state prosecutor with substantial experience in handling all criminal and DUI matters. When you are facing charges, you want someone who aggressively defends cases ranging from minor traffic infractions to serious violent first-degree felonies. Call attorney Butash and together you'll discuss your case in person or by phone. He accepts most major credit cards and also offers payment plans. Call attorney Michael G. Butash today for your initial free consultation.
Now, Scuba, do you remember where this is from?
Yes, I do. I'm just wondering where the sound went.
I had to turn it off. When there really was no sound.
Well, there was a pretty good comment about you, though.
Yeah, well, here it comes in a few. I know where it's at. I've seen. See, this is why the sound's gone. You hear that? Isn't that annoying?
Yep.
And I don't want people to have to listen to that. But anyway, folks, this is from Big Vito's Wrestling Academy. We were there doing a live remote of the grand opening. Oh, here it is. Let's see if you guys can hear it.
Nope.
What a tard.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. So Zach is a big wrestling fan
I am.
still, and he was really enjoying himself.
I was. I had to film myself being in the ring, man. It was the grand opening of Big Vito's Wrestling Academy. And I'm going to start flashing some pictures from that event fairly soon. But that was a fun event, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Met some good people.
It was a good time, and we obviously appreciated Vito letting us be there for that, and helping him launch his new business venture, and like you said, we met some good people over there. And actually, Joe is one of them. Joe Peretta, who we just played that commercial for.
The Body by Vi one, that's right. He does that. We're in talks with him about hanging out or doing something. What were we talking to him about? What was that, if you want to plug that? I don't remember what it was.
He is doing an event. I'd have to look it up here real quick, but yeah, he's inviting us to do something with him. It's one of his challenges. It's at his place in Odessa. They're doing a boot camp style thing, like 9 o'clock in the morning, a little 45-minute boot camp workout, then kind of break, have a little bit something to eat, and then they're doing a Zumba class after that. It's actually Joe and Mary's open house day, demo day. Now, I'm not sure if Mary's like his business partner or his girlfriend/wife or both.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend, okay. So their place, they're having a grand opening. It's Impact. They're having an Impact Group cross-training boot camp. It's at a 11108 Challenger Avenue in Odessa. It's on May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd. And 9 a.m. sharp, boot camp will start, being put on by Joe. It's a total body workout. Supposed to go about 45 minutes, and then at 10 a.m. there's supposed to be complimentary post-workout shakes. Learn about Project 10, where every time you lose, a kid wins. I believe that it's I think it's one of those things where if you buy the products, a certain amount gets donated to some sort of charity of some sort. I'm not positive, to be honest with you. And then after that, Zumba by Mary is immediately following that, and that's a 45-minute demo class as well. It's kind of a little deal for them to promote their business and workouts, way you can lose weight and also help out with some charity. I have tried these shakes. I still have some of this stuff at home. The stuff actually is very good. It can be a little bit expensive, but it does work. But it is very good. So that's what's going on there. And if I can make it, I'll certainly give it a shot. I mean, it certainly couldn't hurt me to get a workout like this in. I haven't, outside of just doing the martial arts, this kind of stuff is good too. I've let myself get a little out of shape lately, and I really need to start getting back into shape, and I need to do it fast. So this may be something I need to do. I'm just not so keen on 9 o'clock in the morning working out. I'm not a morning person by any means, and I know they say that working out in the morning is good. I believe that working out late at night's even better. But I'm, whatever.
But anyway, here are some photos from the Big Vito's Wrestling Academy live remote. There's me and Vito in the ring, and of course, with the WCW titles. And of course, I pulled up one of Scuba's, and there it is.
That's right. I'm just chilling.
He looked good,
I did.
Did a good job.
Had the visor upside down and was rocking it, and that was my what's up.
That's right.
That's my what's up bass. But yeah, because you were trying to wave me in the ring, and I'm like, so I'm right here.
Yeah, I didn't know why you didn't want to get in.
I didn't want to hurt you.
Dude, you got nothing on me.
Whatever.
Honestly, if we ever had a match right here, right now, it would be over.
Right. I know. I would have you out so fast, your head would spin.
No,
Literally.
I would no.
You'd be a bobblehead by the time we're done.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yes, sir. At any rate. So we did that. Did you bring up any of those other photos that we had?
From what?
From many of the other number of shows that we had that you were supposed to have prepared?
I was not supposed to have those prepared.
You were.
No, I wasn't.
I think you were.
Check the Facebook posts. I did not do that. That's not what I said.
Yeah, you did.
Are we arguing?
Yep.
Are you smothering me?
I'm smothering. I'm going. Oh, I'm about to. I'm fixing to.
Well, don't do that. But real quick, folks, just to, if you guys want to check out any of these photos or anything that I've posted up today, go ahead and go to the 2 Cents Sports and Entertainment Show Facebook page. You can check out every photo that we've taken as 2 Cents and some storm pictures that Scuba took last night.
Yep, and as well as updates on the show. Sometimes just other little things that we post, the things that are going on. Teams and stuff that we post on. And you're welcome to post on there as well. This is not a closed page; it's open. As long as you're not posting anything profane or anything like that. I mean, we certainly welcome comments and so forth on here. We welcome it. In fact, it'll help us to boost the show's, expand the show's visibility. We actually just got another like this morning.
Yeah, baby.
So they're growing this week, so it's good. And just by putting a like on here, again, that helps to expand our visibility, to promote the show. And that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to get, build our audience a little bit and, of course, doing it on the cheap, but got to do that until we can, start getting some money in and we got to cover our own costs for the studio and so forth and all that. So, to promote, to pay for ads on Facebook is very costly.
It is, and I don't understand why. I'd say Facebook's made plenty of money.
Well, how do you think they're making money, though?
Well, I know, but
you make it from advertising and so forth. You can't just offer a free service and have everything else on it be free as well. I mean, you have to have some way of getting money in, outside of, trying to sell stock that's really not worth anything. But
yeah. So,
if you're going to have a free service, you got to have a way of generating revenue, and generating revenue is by selling ad space, and that's what you do. So
yeah, and real quick for anybody, I know Steve wanted me to post another picture. It's blurry because I had to get it off Google. But here is an image, guys, of what we used to do at Scuba's house with a nice treadmill in the background, with the Cup Check radio show logo in the back on the television, and us sitting there in our stupid headsets. Although the funny thing is your headset worked and mine did not.
Well, in this particular one, yes, because I had that new headset that, unfortunately, by plugging that one in, cut out any of the others.
And let me tell you, remember, folks, we never had a show without technical difficulties at some point or other.
Oh, it was never ending.
My God.
Yeah, you could just never get it all to work right.
No,
we wanted
never.
it to, and for whatever reason, you'd set it up the same way, and it just didn't want to work that week. So who knows?
But yeah, I mean, we've grown, folks. We started out, like Scuba said, doing it from his home, my home, Storm Garages. And, we've interviewed some very, very well-known guests, such as people like, let's see, back when we did that, what did we have? Vito and Avery Bradshaw were the only two people that we ever interviewed.
Yep.
And now that we've jumped in the studio and got some studio time, we've done people like Adrian McPherson, Brad Serini. God, there's just so many. Lucas Overby,
right? Running for Congress, and
speaking of Congress, go check out Shauna Vircher. Shauna Vircher is running for District 67. You definitely need to go check her out at, I believe it's electshauna.com. I met her my first day at Talkwad Studios, so go ahead and check her out. She's a really nice lady, and I definitely think she would be great for District 67.
I just got a message from my stepbrother. He wanted to thank us for playing their song, and had people in Iowa and Arizona listening today.
Oh, sweet.
So,
well, I hope y'all enjoyed the music.
Which means it's family.
I hope you enjoyed the music video, and if you did enjoy the music video, go ahead and give us a call, 813-639-8255, and go ahead and tell us you liked the music video.
Yeah, well, not your music video.
Why?
His band.
Well, I know,
his
but
band music.
I'm just trying to pump my music video. I'm gonna sell that to a record label one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna be the William Hung of internet radio broadcasting.
I could be.
You could be.
I could be.
You're about the same size.
But yeah. Also, if you guys want to get a copy of the Still Child stuff, how can they do that?
Well, I'm gonna have to ask because I know they have. Believe they have a. I don't know if they have a website. They have a website.
Is it on iTunes?
I gotta get all that. I gotta figure that all out. To be honest with you, he hasn't really told me. Hold on a second.
Well, real quickly, while we do the, I wanted to bring back a quick old segment that I used to do. Let me ask you a question, Scuba, and you'll be able to help me with this. I wanted to see Captain America today. Or Spider-Man. Have you seen either of them?
I saw Captain America. I actually meant to talk about it in last week's show because I saw it the day before.
Right, now, because I can't decide because my dad, we're going, that's one thing, and I never even mentioned what we were doing for Easter. I'm heading over to my dad's house. We're going to go have a big, huge cookout, burgers galore, and then we're going to go see either Captain America or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's not out yet.
Is it not?
No.
Then why did my dad say it was out?
Is it?
Shit.
I don't think so.
Spider-Man. No, not Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't think it's out yet.
Well, we're going to have to find out. Is it out, folks? Give me a call, 813-639-8255. It is out.
Is it?
It is, right here. Spider-Man.
Oh.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is out May 2nd.
Yeah, so it's not out yet.
God, Dad.
I was going to say it's not out yet. So you get your seeing Captain America.
No, how was it?
It was awesome. I mean, it's very action-packed. I would say that... hold on a second. I would say that if you you got to be familiar with the whole line. You got to understand all these Marvel movies, they all intertwine. They're all interconnected. They all have plots that run together. If you haven't, I know somebody that was going yesterday to see Captain America. He's never seen the other one. He's never seen really any of the other Marvel ones. And that's okay. I'll enjoy it anyway. I was like, you're not even going to understand what you're watching. You really have to watch the other things. And honestly, if you're watching these Marvel movies and you're not watching the television show Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you're missing out also because that show and the movies are tying in together as well.
Yeah, but you know what? I know a lot of people that dislike Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That what? Don't
dislike it? No.
Well, it's because they got a disconnect. They're trying to watch it as an independent show, and you have to watch the show as it intertwines with the rest of these movies and what's going on. It's actually very good, and especially with this Captain America movie. The one specific episode just a couple weeks ago, I was told, do not watch that episode until you see Captain America, the new Captain America. And I'm glad that I was told that because it made, the show itself wouldn't have made as much sense, and nor, with the movie either. So, it's all interlinking, it's all intertwined, but it's very action packed. I would say that if you haven't really seen the other movies, I'm not going to stop you from going to see it, but it just seems stupid to see movies out of sequence like that, or when you got all movies that are intertwined and interlinked. But I think if you've seen the other ones, you'll very much enjoy it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's very action packed, but there's a lot of message. Yeah, there's a lot of message in this movie. If you really pay attention to the political aspects of it as well, it plays out quite well and sends a perfect message of the things that are going on. I definitely believe that Captain America is becoming a libertarian like myself, which is evident by a lot of things that he says. And if you really pay attention to these movies as well, outside of just the entertainment value of it, there's a lot of political messages in these movies, and it's very situational to things that are going on if you really pay that close of attention to it. Okay, and the reason I keep pausing is because I'm actually in communication with a Still Child band member. You can actually, they are actually re-recording some of the stuff that we're playing, so they're going to be dropping a CD soon. You can also check them out on ReverbNation.com, and that's ReverbNation.com, and they also have some new live stuff on YouTube if you want to check that out. So I'm waiting to find out here what YouTube site. If you go to Stillchild07, it's Stillchild, STILLCHYLD 07. If you Google that, I'm sure something will come up, and you can check out their stuff on YouTube as well. So, and if you have a local band or anything like that, and you want to send us any material, you want to be promoted, certainly contact the show. We'll end the show with giving you all that information, how you can contact us. But if you do have a band you want to promote, we're more than happy to play your stuff, assuming it's appropriate and of decent quality, and more than happy to plug your band. You'll have to obviously give us copyright permission to use your material and play your stuff. So.
Scuba, we have a caller on the line. He wanted to talk about the Redskins name change that we didn't get a chance to get callers in with last week.
It's 11:57. Is this going to be a long, drawn-out argument?
I don't know. Let's find out. Caller, welcome to the show. What's your name? What's your purpose?
Hello?
He hung up.
All right, good.
And that's probably because you said, is this going to be a long, drawn-out argument?
Yeah. Was that something that you set up?
No, he called, and I picked it up, and he said that he wanted to talk about the Redskins thing, and I put him through.
I would have talked about it, but I just didn't want to spend the whole another 20 minutes on it, because we're cutting the show early today, and unfortunately, I've got to go early myself. So I'd be more than happy to discuss it again. Check back next week. We'll go back into it again. Just not ready to do that today. But thanks for the call anyway. But with that, we are up against the end of the hour. We were going to cut this show, like we said, just going to keep it to an hour today. Just wanted to give you a little, we did some current stuff. We wanted to give you a dose of, kind of some of our best of material and things that we've done in the past, and kind of just discuss our little humble beginnings and where we're looking to take this thing. And we'd really like to, grow and get an expanding audience. And if you enjoy the show, don't necessarily use today as your measuring point, but definitely would like it if you share us to your friends and family, and even just get us some likes on our Facebook page. Just getting us a like doesn't commit you to anything, of course, but it certainly will help us get more exposure out there. Again, we post a lot of stuff, honestly, is local stuff or teams that we like, but that's not to say we are opposed to talking about any and other sports and so forth. But we'll put stuff out there, and we're open to discussing just about anything. So I want you to continue to listen. And again, let me go ahead and pat you back, Zach, and give you all our contact information. Again, if you want to advertise with us, sponsor our show, have your band promoted or anything like that, Zach, give them the information.
Yeah, boys and girls and everybody else who listens to the show. We are the 2 Cent Sports and Entertainment Show. If you would like to check us out on the Facebook, go ahead, 2 Cent Sports and Entertainment Show. Follow me on Twitter at 2 Cent Zach Scuba. I'm not even going to bring it up anymore.
Nope.
Check me out on Instagram at Coach Zach Cooper, because Instagram, I post a whole bunch of pics of myself, and all the ladies want to see that. If you guys would like to call the 2 Cents office, it is 813-344-9964. The office hours for today are off, but everything else, every day, Monday through Saturday, it is 9 a.m. to, I believe, let's go with 10 p.m. I will take your calls. Check out our website. It's going to be probably up hopefully tomorrow. We'll find out. I'll give you the information. It's 2centsports.com. We're going to have all that set up. If you guys would like to sponsor the show, go ahead and call the office, 813-639, oh, Jesus Christ, 813-344-9964. Or you can email me at 2centzach@gmail.com, or email Scuba at scuba.2cents@gmail.com. I think that's it for
It's
me.
not Gmail, it's Yahoo.
Oh, that's right. Scuba's not really the believer in the Gmail.
It's not that I'm not a believer in it. I just don't need for it. I got another email.
Well,
So-
as for me and my abnormally large chocolate bunny that I received earlier today, that's it for me. Take care, everybody.
That's right. So I appreciate everybody listening. 2 Cent Sports Entertainment Show. We will be back on again next week, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be back to our 2 hours next week. So, and we'll be having a wrap up. Well, obviously got another Storm game to cover next Saturday. So we'll be touching on that and see what else happens in this week of sports. Be prepared to call in. Give us your thoughts as always. Peace out.
It's the sky of poetry in motion. I'm no longer still afraid of you.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.